What's going on, everybody? Ed0626 here, and I hope you guys are having a good day, a great start to your new year still so far. I got some Battlefield 1 Team Deathmatch gameplay here on Monte Grappa with the Model 10A Hunter, and I absolutely smacked. And I'm here with my buddies, Hitman, Grenade, and our old buddy Eggy, who was on the other team, who I might have killed a few times. I don't really remember. This gameplay is actually probably well over a year or two old, but still fucking awesome, and that's why I'm posting it here today. So, welcome to another edition of Operation Jacked and Juicy. For those of you who are not aware of what this series is and who are new here, Operation Jacked and Juicy is kind of like a series that I have that basically documents more or less, my, all of my, progress regarding my weight loss and, gaining muscle and all that sort of thing. Basically, for the about a year or two ago now, I started going to the gym more because I was well over 200 pounds. And I've worked, and the last time I spoke to you guys, I was about between 170 and 175. Muscle was being gained. My gym schedule was doing fantastic. And that was all, at the end of the summer and going into the fall. And going into the fall was doing pretty well too. I was having a lot of good gains going on. Cardio was still doing great. My weight hadn't really changed too much. I was trying to work down a little bit lower to get down to 165, but I was going as low as like 169, 170. So I was still staying in that 170, 175 range, but I just looked really great. The muscle was doing good. My chest, even now after the holidays, and I'll get to that in a second, my chest is getting much more broad, and you can see there's a lot of improvement in that, in that part of my body. So, but what has happened, the last couple of weeks? Well, unfortunately, all those great gains that I thought I was making, or I knew I was making, kind of went down the tubes for about 2 weeks straight. I wasn't eating great. It's the holiday season, and you're obviously going to eat, but that's besides the point. I was kind of eating like shit for a week and a half before that. So basically for 2.5 weeks I had not been eating right at all. And I just, I felt horrible. I knew I felt horrible. Every time I would eat something bad, I would instantly regret it. I've been trying to work on the portion control and shit. And as good as I was doing, for some reason, I was going out to eat a lot too. And everything I was eating was fucking bad. It just sucked. It just sucked. And on top of that, due to my work schedule, during that period of time, because at work, for those of you who don't know, I work in radio. So at work, basically what those 2 weeks consisted of was a lot of traveling across the entire state of New Jersey. So basically, I was going as far up as, I was going at least an hour and a half up north consistently and an hour and a half back, sometimes more, depending on if I was going home or going back to work. So basically, I was traveling a lot, and then on top of that, I was doing other work. We're running this promotion, this charity promotion for, kids in crisis situations. We're basically raising donations in bears, like stuffed animals and whatnot, and then we're giving them to the police to give the children who are in crisis situations. So based on that, I was either spending my days traveling across the state of New Jersey, which is never fun because we have some of the worst drivers in the entire United States. No one can tell me otherwise. And then when I would either get back or I would go to work, I would be counting hundreds and hundreds of bears because we've gotten probably, if close to a couple thousand, maybe over 5,000. I've alone counted about 1,200 to 2,000 bears alone. I don't remember the range I was at, so that's a pretty broad, but that sort of thing. So basically, my diet in that period of time went to shit. The holidays happened. And because all of this was going on at work, and I hate going to the gym late because I'm so tired, I just did not go. And I was pissed about it. My brother, who is kind of like my coach, for lack of better terms, was very upset with me. But, you know, even with all of that going on, I still don't look terrible. I mean, I've gained weight. I think I've gone up as high as close to 180. I'd say about 178, 179. And at this point, I'm kind of in tune with how my body feels during a workout or after a period of time like this. I knew I felt like shit. I knew from how my stomach felt and looked, because usually if I was like, you know, 170, I can like suck in my stomach. It would feel like a giant hole was going on there. This, I could barely feel myself sucking in, so I knew it was bad on that end. So, not that I'm trying to suck in, but, you know, that's like my test, so to speak. My arm gains have kind of gone down. Now that I'm looking at it, Jesus Christ, I need to work on my biceps. You know, chest still doesn't look terrible. I feel like chest is a little bit harder to lose gains in, as opposed to like maybe arms or whatever. Though I did have a really great workout though. My last workout before this whole thing happened, I got a supplement sample from ordering off, you know, Robert Frank's website during Black Friday, and it was like, I got a really good fucking supplement sample, right? It was dope. It was really great, and I worked out so fucking hard. And the problem with that was, because of that, I threw out my back for like a day. I must have pulled a muscle or something, and I couldn't move for like a whole day after the fact. Like, I know soreness is supposed to be a thing that happens when you have good workouts and whatever, but I wasn't working out my back. So something in my back must have pulled for this to have happened, and I did not feel great. I could barely stand up, and that was kind of like the beginning of the end for like, and the beginning of the 2.5 week span of just eating like absolute shit. So yeah, and you know, and also the holidays were going on too, so I kind of forgive the holidays a little bit. I knew I could have been a little bit better in that regard, but at this point it is what it is. I'm not like one of those guys that's like so gym bro that you gotta take a meal prep to fucking family events. Like, if you do that, you're fucking retarded, bro. I mean, you are probably the biggest joke of all time. Like, what fucking person, think about it like this, what fucking person goes to a family event where your family took the time to cook all this great food for you, and you're gonna sit there with like your fucking white meat chicken, you know, spinach or whatever the fuck you have in a carb? Like, who fucking does that? So, of course I was gonna eat whatever the fuck my family was gonna make for the holidays. Anyway, guys, that is Operation Jacked and Juicy. It should be Operation Not So Jacked and Juicy, because I feel like shit. But come this new year, and when I give you guys an update in the spring, I promise I will be much better. I'll be in a much better place than where I ended off 2019. So, 2020, it's going to be the year I finally take my shirt off at the beach. Let's set a goal for that. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.